Hi guys, I'm Anime Mixer 1, AM1 for short, and today I'm taking a look at the nominees for the nominees for the Anime Awards 2018, and it's been one heck of a year for anime. So how have they managed to devise like any sort of list for this year? It's been crazy good, and there's a lot of stuff I still haven't watched. I should get on with that. I'll probably check out some of the nominees that I haven't watched after viewing the list, just to make sure that I know what I'm doing and when I'm voting. But I'm gonna be going through the list. I'm probably gonna be voting, but let's just see how this turns out. Also, just a quick note, my thoughts on the autumn season of anime of 2018 is coming out soon. I just wanted to get this out of the way first. I haven't really had the opportunity to record any of these recently. But let's get on with it. Now already there's a bunch of, I can see on the screen a bunch of stuff I haven't seen. There was Gridman there, that's Devil May Cry Baby, and I haven't watched either. This I have watched, loved it. Yeah, that's the good stuff, and this is... Which one is this? Which one is that? Ah, that's A Place Further in the Universe. I actually watched that recently, and then there is... What was that? Okay, I just had to try to just see what... Okay, where are we going here? Violet Evergarden, watch that. It wasn't as good as it was hyped to be, in my opinion, but that's Kakegurui, which has a second season out now, so good stuff for people who like that. And then there is, of course, Darling in the Franxx and Pop the Pipiku. Yeah, oh my. There's a lot here that I am not... Okay, that has to be Aggretsuko. Oh, that's that idol show that's been very popular. I don't even remember. It was Zombieland Saga. Zombieland Saga was that. Yeah. So I recognize some of these, but there's more of them that I don't recognize than I thought. I think that's from Banana Fish, but I never watched that. And then that's the lesbian love thingy. That's what I'm calling it. I watched 3 episodes of Darling in the Franxx and never really got into it. But I do want to watch Aggretsuko just soon, sometime, when I have the opportunity. But yeah, more Banana Fish, and just, I think I've been, yeah, okay, now I've gone through in the circle. Okay, so let's get on to actually checking out the nominees and not just this little preview here. Voting is easier than ever. Tap a category, select your pick to win, then hit confirm to cast your vote. Vote in every category to complete your civic anime duty. Indeed. Holy hell, are they expecting people to read this? Hang on. This promotion is only then for participants in where? Let's see. Can I find Norway? No, Norway's there! Yes! Woohoo! Represented! But what can I win? What is potential winning? Contact 10 winners receive a 1-year subscription to Crunchyroll Premium with an approximate value of 82. Well, I won't be entering that. Let's just go through with this. I won't play nomination trailers. So, best protagonist. Okay, so let's go through the categories, because I talked about in my previous video. I'll leave a link to it, or maybe a card in the corner somewhere. I've never done that before. Maybe I'll learn to do it. If there's not a card, check the description. And if it's not in the description, check if there was a card. And if there's both, then that's good for me and good for you. And if there's neither, I'm a forgetful idiot. Best protagonist. Okay, so this is a whole world better than best hero that was previously. Now we're focused on main character. Best main character of their show. That's a good thing. Because, you know, the word hero gets tossed out there, and then you start wondering what is a hero in a sense, and everybody started to get philosophical about that last year. And obviously they wanted to have the best main character, but that didn't really get through. Have they changed best boy, best... Oh, please tell me they called it best male and female character. Oh, please. When we get there, if they have it, they might not even have it. Oh my god, I just realized that. Anyway, I just hope they've done different. Anyway, let's get on to this. I get sidetracked easily. So we have Retsuko from Aggretsuko. I haven't watched that. And Yumeko Jabami from Kakegurui. Haven't watched that. Joe from Megalobox, I watched that. Violet Evergarden, I watched that. Those are 2 shows that actually aired in the same season, I believe, and I didn't have time to watch either of them at the time, but I have watched them since, and I like them both. I like Megalobox more, even though Violet Evergarden has been praised as potential anime of the year by everyone since the start of the year, because holy shit, that thing got hype both during and after. Me? I liked it. It's good. but I don't think it was Anime of the Year material, but that might be a matter of taste. And we have 2 more down here. How can I forget there's always 6? I didn't scroll far enough down. Rimuru Tempest from that time got reincarnated as a slime, strong contender. And Sakta Asasagawa from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Now can I just say, I don't know Retsuko or Yumiko, so they're both out for me. And my rule is I have to know at least half the nominees. So I know 4 out of 6, so I'm safe here. I'm safe. I do want to watch Aggretsuko, but I'm gonna have to get through that eventually. And I was never interested in watching Kakegurui, so let's focus on the 4 I know. Joe, Violet, Rimuru, and Sakta. Sakta is definitely the one I can relate to more, definitely. I don't have such a smart mouth as he does, but I can see a lot of relatable aspects with him. Apart from having a girlfriend, but you know. It is my own adolescent syndrome. Never having a girlfriend. Rimuru is... It's ongoing. That time I got reincarnated as slime is ongoing, so I don't really like having it on the list. I like having completed ones. But Rimuru Tempest is... He's a nice guy. And I like that. He's gone in and he's not all power hungry and look what I can do. He likes showing off a little bit. Of course, everybody would. But he's eventually nice. Not eventually. He's ultimately nice. And he likes using his powers to help others. And he doesn't feel flat. Like, it doesn't feel like he's a character that's just there to progress the story. He's a character that's there and creates the story. And he too feels relatable, apart from the whole being a slime thing. But if I was transported to another world and had superpowers, like almighty, overpowered superpowers and could do whatever I wanted, I'd probably do something similar. I wouldn't be trying to create an entirely new civilization. I'd probably be a little more, yeah, Seiji, I'm on my way. But I wouldn't be, like, trying to kill people for no reason. Anyway, I've gone into too much detail on those 2. The 2 others, Joe and Violet Evergarden, I like the little bit of, progression we get with Violet in her series. But as a character, she still feels a bit flat to me. And the same can definitely be said for Joe. He is a very one-dimensional character, I think. Like, he's not completely void of characteristics that make him redeemable, but he's not what you watch the show for. You watch the show for the boxing matches. You watch the show for the drama surrounding the boxing matches. You don't watch it to watch Joe. I think he's out of the running. And I think I'll pull out Violet from the voting too. So, Rimuru or Sakta? Instinct says Sakta, honestly. And I think I'll give it to him simply because that time reincarnated as a slime is ongoing. So I am hesitant to give my vote to something that is still ongoing. And Rimuru Tempest's character is very static, so it doesn't really evolve a lot. He is the one he is, and he's a good guy. I mean, he's like a middle-aged man by the time he gets killed and sent to the other world. So he's mature. He knows who he is. He's a mature guy who has developed everything that needs to be developed, unlike people that are young like Sakta, who are still developing. Gives more room for growth and more room for a good story to be told, and I think that happened better in Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, so I guess vote goes to Sakta. You're voting for I can say I've changed my mind. Nope, confirm. No, I do not want to share. Oh, here's a list. I'll just, before I read too far into it. Okay, best antagonist. So now we got best villain, for this. But I'm glad they chose to name it something else this time too, so we have protagonist and antagonist. So it's not necessarily a villain, just the one who opposes the hero. Ryo Asuka from Devilman Crybaby, I haven't watched. Akan Shinjo from SSSS Gridman, which I haven't watched. So that's 2 people already out. All for One from My Hero Academia Season 3, and Yuri from Megalobox. Tokushiro Tsurumi from Golden Kamuy, from not knowing how to pronounce his name properly. You probably guessed I didn't watch that. And Momonga from Overlord 3. I haven't watched Overlord yet at all, but I want to. I need to get on to that. But okay, my own self-imposed rules that's in right now. I only know 2 out of 6 nominees, so I will not be voting here. I will not be voting. I only know Yuri and All for One. Out of those 2, I think Yuri actually has more personality and a more complex background and motives than All for One, who seems to be I can just make chaos because I'm powerful. I will make chaos. Like, as far as villains go, he's not the strong point of My Hero Academia. Like, his motivations, his actions are just kind of, yeah, I'm messing shit up to mess shit up. I like messing shit up. And that's never a good thing for a villain to have. My Hero Academia, Season 3, awesome. Like, My Hero Academia never ceases to amaze, and I am so looking forward to Season 4, but All for One as a villain, it was kind of underwhelming. He had a good fight with All Might, but ultimately just deciding to go with the mother of all punches with his very, very deformed arm thingy, and trying to punch and then got counter-punched and all that. Yeah, not a good thing. He was not used correctly, I think. I mean, he managed to get the story forward, but all he's been so far is a plot device to further the plot of the others that surround him, on both the side of the heroes and the side of the villains. Anyway, enough about that. I'm not voting on this category, so moving on to Best Boy. They still call it Best Boy. Oh my gosh. Fine. Who is Best Husbando? Because that's what this is. Kotaro Tatsumi from Zombieland Saga. I've heard many good things about that character, but I haven't watched. Honda-san from Skullface Bookseller Honda-san, which I have watched. He's a relatable guy. Midoriya didn't win last year, so he's nominated again this year. Sakuta Asasagawa is nominated here too, so that's interesting. So he's nominated both as the Best Boy and Best Protagonist. Not sure if I'm gonna vote for him here though. So who is Best Boy? There's Haida from Agoretsuko and then Joe from Megalobox. Okay, so I know 4 out of 6 I can vote here, as per self-imposed rules. I will not vote for Haida or Kotaro, because I haven't watched those. The others are up for grabs. So, I don't think I'll go for Joe, because like I said, I think his personality is just way too flat. I don't think he is a best boy in any sense of the word, whether you're calling out for best male character or best husbando, which leaves us with Honda, Izuku, and Sakuta. In Honda-san's case, I think I'll have to take him out of the running. It's not that he's not a good character and a good person in the anime, but due to the nature of the gag anime that it is, we only get to see very exaggerated features of his, and he overreacts to everything, and like, he's a very simple character, based on the author of the original manga or web series. I think it's a web series originally, and basically he's just there to get the jokes delivered, so he's not a good character in and of himself. I'm sorry to say it, but I don't think Honda-san as a character is very good. I like the anime, it's funny, but I would not nominate him for Best Boy. Sakuta, I already called him a best protagonist. You know what I think about him. I find him very relatable. I like his quick mouth. He's also intelligent, surprisingly caring, at least for someone with his personality. And while the outside world doesn't really like him, once you get to know him, you like him. He's a complex character, and I like that. He's so much more than what you see at first glance. Whereas our last nominee, Izuku, is everything. He's everything you see at first glance. Earnest, hardworking, dreams big, punches hard. It has to be between those two, but I'm not sure what qualities I'll weigh the most. Though my conscience is saying, you know Sakuta is better. So I will go with my gut instinct and let my bias show. Apparently I have a big bias in favor of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, and I will call him Best Boy. Sorry to all you My Hero Academia hardcore fans that wants him to win, because he didn't last year, because last year another Hero Academia character won. Todoroki won last year. Oh boy. Best girl, let's see. Ansu from Hinamatsuri, didn't watch. Hinata Miyake from A Place Further in the Universe. I'm surprised Hinata got that place. Well, she's one of 4 girls, but like, I'm terrible at remembering names, but I think all the other 3 would have very equal shots at taking this spot. So why Hinata? I don't know. I mean, I watched it very recently, in fact. And like Violet Evergarden, it's one of those animes where I go, yeah, I don't regret watching it, it's a good show. Why did everybody go so into existential crisis about watching it? I have no idea. Like, am I just stone-hearted, or am I just the only one who sees that, yeah, it's a good show, but I don't see the point of getting all emotional and adventurous because the anime said you should be adventurous. Like, the anime says do crazy things. That doesn't mean do crazy things. For some people, doing crazy shit is okay. Fine. But, like, having an anime tell you should do crazy shit with your life, that doesn't mean that you should go, oh, I'm so inspired now. I must go now and do crazy shit. Pick yourself up there. Am I too much of a realist? I think I am too much of a realist. Anyway, moving on. There is Lily Hoshikawa of Zombieland Saga. I haven't seen that. There is Aserpa, which I don't know if that's the correct way to pronounce it, but from Golden Kamuy, and didn't watch that. Nadeshiko Kagamihara from Laid Back Camp, and I didn't watch that. And then there's Mai Sakurajima from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. And if that's not my mistake, is that 3? No, that's 2. I have only watched 2 out of 6. Damn. Well then, self-imposed rule, I will not vote here, but I will give my... I will say that I think that even if I had watched all the others, I think it would still go for Mai for best girl, okay? Like, she's good. As a character, she's good. As a waifu, she's good material. And I just like that anime, if it hasn't shown already, okay? I didn't expect to like it so much when I first watched it. I heard it was much more than we all thought it would ever be when it was first announced, and I started watching it, and the first 3 episodes were really good, and then I was afraid that, oh, this is gonna shit on itself now, isn't it? But it didn't. It didn't. It kept being good all the way through to the end. And from an anime with a title that basically screams clickbait with Bunny Girl in it, you know, that was more than I expected. It got our attention, it did the work, the title got our attention as it was supposed to, and then it treated us to way more than we ever expected. And you know what? I salute it for it. But no voting here. No voting. I cannot vote for you, Mai. I'm sorry. I must follow my own rules. Best opening sequence. Okay, so they narrowed it down a little bit. Best opening sequence. That does imply the song and animation in unity for that 1.5 minute it lasts. So hopefully now people will no longer go, oh, but that song was so good, oh, but that animation was so good. No, it's a combination. It's a combination. So now we can just stop having a ton of like people going, just voting in because they like the song. Hopefully. Hopefully. So we have the opening from Watercolor Love is Hard for an Otaku, from Darling in the Franxx, Kakegurui, Compulsive Gambler, Pop Team Epic, Aguretsuko, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. I watched Darling in the Franxx' opening. I don't remember it. I do remember Pop Team Epic's opening, which was a clusterfuck. I honestly didn't like it. I don't understand why it's on this list. Unless it's just as a token appreciation to the meme that is Pop Team Epic. I was kind of about the show anyway. As for the rest, I mean, I know openings aren't that difficult to just look up and look at them for a voting, but I like looking at an opening and deciding if it's good for the show or not as well. And I mean, in that aspect, the Pop Team Epic's opening actually fitted really well, because it was just a bunch of randomness, and I saw no point to it, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the animation or the song. I thought it was actually kind of crap. But I haven't watched any of the other shows, no, not even JoJo's. I have never watched a single episode of JoJo's, and I regret that wholeheartedly. Believe me, I regret it. On the other hand, if I one day have time to just watch anything I want, just marathon anything I want, JoJo's is up on the list of things I'll probably be putting on. But yeah, I will not be voting here, so moving on. Best ending sequence, where I'm also very not... I probably shouldn't be voting here at all, because I tend to skip the endings. I tend to not like the endings in general. I find them boring. I just find like, I could be doing something else. So even if I have watched them, let's see, we have Megalobox, Attack on Titan Season 3, After the Rain, FLCL... That's right, FLCL Eternity. Why haven't I watched that yet? Why didn't I watch that yet? I should watch that! I was kind of looking forward to it, and I forgot all about it when it was out. Damn! Review Starlight and FLCL Progressive. So 2 FLCL shows are on best endings. Holy hell. But Progressive came too, huh? But anyway, I don't know any of these, so I'll just move along. Best voice acting performance, Japanese. That's new. I didn't know that was... Huh. I don't know how to go into with this, but okay. Mamoru Miyano as Kotaro Tatsumi, Soma Saito as Honda-san, Megumi Han as Miki Makimura, Nao Toyama as Rin Shima, Rariko as Retsuko, and Reina Ueda as Akane Shinjo. Hang on. The only anime I've watched of these is Honda-san. I mean, not that I think I'm qualified to vote on this to begin with, But that means like 1 out of 6, I can't vote. I can't vote, not at all. So let's just move along. But voice acting, like that's a good. I mean, it's an interesting one at least. Best voice acting English. So I don't watch dub shows either, so I'm just gonna have to refrain from this by the get-go, even if I watch the show. So Carl Walgren as Haruko Haruhana, Christopher Sabat as All Might, Erica Mendez as Retsuko, David Wall as narrator in Middle Management. Oh, okay. So a narrator gets nominated. That's like if the best voice in your show is the narrator, you either have a very special show or you have very bad voice actors for your other characters. Tia Ballard as 02 and Erika Harlasher, I don't know how that's pronounced, sorry. But as Violet Evergarden anyhow, and I think I've seen some clips from some of these with their voices, but it's like I don't watch dubs generally. And it's not to hate on dubs. Dubs can be good, dubs can be better than the original, but I am so used to watching Japanese, and English isn't my main language anyway, so to me, when I started out watching, if I had listened to the English versions, I'd probably have needed to have subtitles of what they're saying anyway, in order to be able to keep up, because back when I started watching anime, I wasn't so good at English that I'd just be able to just listen and automatically pick up everything they say. I can do that now, but I've gotten so good at that with Japanese anyway now, that I can often understand what they're saying without reading the subtitles. Yes, I have watched anime for a freaking long time. I still do have the subtitles on, to get the finer points and just understand the whole picture as a whole, you know? I need the subtitles, and there will always be many things I don't understand in Japanese, but, you know, I get to the point where I can understand a lot of things without subtitles, and I feel proud of myself, and like I've wasted my life. It's a weird feeling. Okay, but I skip that and go to Best Director, and here... Wait, what? Best Director. Hang on, I read it out without really thinking about it, and then my mind started going, wait, what? Why is this category here? Because this is the kind of thing I don't think a lot of people who are just casuals... I'm fairly casual. I mean, I'm above average interested in anime, but I'm still a filthy casual compared to a lot of people who just are passionate about this to no end. When I started watching an anime, I didn't go like, oh, this director did this and that in the past, or it's a new director or something. Because a director, while he or she has something to do in the creative process and which direction you take it, which is the job of a director chooses direction. It's in the job description. A good director doesn't necessarily make a bad show good, and a bad director doesn't necessarily make a good show bad. They can add or detract from something, certainly, but I don't think they're the be-all, end-all in the creative process. Besides, when it comes to anime, when can you see that where they've just been faithful to their source material, or when the director's gone, you know what, we'll do things a little differently, or and the director maybe has been overruled by others, or have had his mind changed by others' opinions or something, and you can't see what the director has actively done. A director's job is literally behind the scenes. You're not supposed to see the director, you're not supposed to know he's there, you're just supposed to see the result. But what the result is, and whether that is his direct influence or not, we cannot know. What is the point of this nomination? If I'm just gonna do a top of my head guess, it's because they want anime directors to get recognition, which is a noble thing in and by itself, but purely practically, this is not something you have for public vote. This is something you have for those who actually are in the business. This is something you do in the Oscars, where you have professionals. I think they're professionals anyway there. I don't really know how that goes up, but you get professionals who know these things, and who know these directors maybe, and then those professionals can decide, well, is this director responsible for making this good? Has this director done a good job, or was this the work of everybody else around him doing whatever they could to save what was a shit show if he had his way, or something? I mean, I won't be voting on this anyway, because I have no freaking idea about directors. I never consider director when I watch an anime. I just watch an anime and consider it by itself. I don't care about who's voice acting, who's directing, what's the anime studio, whatever. I just watch the anime as an entity in and by itself and judge it as so. Because, let me just get off on a tangent here for a bit, because I have seen reviews where it's like, oh, but this was done by a director that I really like, and based on that, this anime didn't really deliver as I had expected, and therefore I won't rate it as highly as if it had been someone else. And it's like, why? You liked it. What's the director got to do with it? Likewise, I see shows that are okay, but then people go, oh, but this was a new director, and it was good for being a new director. This is a good first thing. I like this very much. So, in short, best director, I just don't see the point. But I'll go through the nominations anyway, and they are Masaki Yuasa from Devil May Cry Baby, Atsuko Ishizawa from A Place Further in the Universe, Yu Moriyama from Megalobox, Yohei Suzuki from Planet With, Tatsuki Idate from Violet Evergarden, and Hiroki Utsumi from Banana Fish. I heard good things about Banana Fish, but didn't watch it. Maybe I should. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'll just be skipping this. Ah, well, here's an old favorite. Best Animation. This one is also a mess when you like voting as a group, because what actually qualifies as best animation? Is this the most fluent? Is it the best style? Is it the most vivid and colorful? Is it the ones that have the background that looked like they were photographs? I mean, there are so many possibilities. I remember people praising Mob Psycho 100's animation, which actually has a new season now, by the way, excited. But anyway, the animation of it is, I remember some people would go, yes, this is amazing animation. But I know people who went, yeah, I like the anime, but I just couldn't get over that animation. It was weird. As for me, I got used to it, but once I got used to it, I didn't see the spectacular thing with it. It's a stylistic choice, less so than that it is good animation. My opinion, anyway. And so that's my opinion, anyway. And it's generally just the whole problem of it, anyway. But let's see here now. Violet Evergarden, Devilman Crybaby, Megalobox, A Place Further in the Universe, Bloom Into You, and My Hero Academia Season 3. Oh, no. Oh, if My Hero Academia Season 3 wins again, like last time it was Season 2, now it's Season 3, if Season 3 wins this time, there is going to be hell in the anime community. That's gonna be the big sign that something is terribly wrong. Because everybody I've watched talk about it has said Violet Evergarden has movie-like animation quality. It should win. But it's probably much less known and less watched than My Hero Academia Season 3. So, if the masses who have watched My Hero Academia Season 3 and not Violet Evergarden all vote for My Hero Academia, then guess what? My Hero Academia is gonna win, and Violet Evergarden is not going to. And those who actually know anime are going to be pissed. Now, like I said, I don't know about anime, but people have said Violet Evergarden has the best animation. And you know what? I've seen it, so I can agree that it is smooth, it is vivid and colorful. I like it, but like, I mean, I don't see why it's so spectacularly better than the rest. But it's like, I can see their points, and as I've seen 4 out of 6 here, I've watched Violet Evergarden, Megalobox, Place Further in the Universe, and of course My Hero Academia. That's 4 out of 6. I can vote here, and I will vote here, and I will vote for Violet Evergarden. Confirm. That's that. I will not share that stuff. Okay. And best film. But anyway, best animation. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting to see the results. Oh boy. Best film. Probably not something I'm going to be able to vote on, because I don't watch a lot of anime films. But we start with The Night is Short, Walk on Girl. Haven't watched. My Hero Academia 2 Heroes. Want to watch. Haven't watched. Mirai of the Future, haven't watched. Liz and the Bluebird, haven't watched. Mazinger Z Infinity, haven't watched. And Fireworks, haven't watched. Nope, so let's just skip this one. And here's an interesting one. Best Character Design. So we have Violet Evergarden, Devilman Crybaby, Zombieland Saga, Megalobox, Aggretsuko, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And was that 2 out of 4? Yeah, it was 2 out of 4. I only know 2 out of 4. So I will not be voting. If I was to vote between Megalobox and Violet Evergarden, I'd probably go with Violet Evergarden, because while Megalobox has taken things in a more, I don't know, realistic turn in terms of character design, and I mean Violet Evergarden is also realistic as such, but they have a bit more, should we say, like personality trait, not personality, like the character traits, like the visible character traits are better in Violet Evergarden, I think. Like, it's better detail and all that. That might come down to the better animation. But I'm not an expert on this, so let's just sort of skip past it, also because I can't really vote. Like, I've seen clips from the others, but I don't know. Oh, and then there's Anime of the Year. Is that the last one? The last one? Huh. I think there's like a bunch that wasn't... There was so much that was last year, now there's not a lot at all. I think that's really good. Like, let's see. So there hasn't been, like, Best Action hasn't been yet. They had the Best Continuing Series, that's not it. Best CGI is not here, which I think is a fantastic thing. They haven't had Best Music, which is a surprise since they had Best Animation. But again, I think that's good. Because like I said in my video on the topic about how to make the Anime Awards better, music is just, it can be so divisive. Like, it so matters on taste among people. So, like, having that is just, I think it's a bad idea. But anyway, Anime of the Year. Anime of the Year. We have A Place Further Than the Universe, Devilman Crybaby, Megalobox, Violet Evergarden, Hinamatsuri, and Zombieland Saga. Shit, Hinamatsuri has popped up a lot, I feel. So has Zombieland Saga. I mean, it's the idol show I haven't bothered to watch because it's an idol show, but I mean, I hear it's very different and it's actually good and it has good characters and all that, but still, it hasn't sounded like something I would be interested in. But Hinamatsuri is there, and of course Devilman Crybaby is also one that I think I wouldn't really be interested in. It's not really my thing, but it seems like it was really good. I mean, people said it was really good when it came out, so, and it's here, so. So, Anime of the Year. I've watched 3 out of 6, which is just enough to make a verdict. Man, I'm glad I watched A Place Further Than the Universe. Again, I've watched that really recently, so it's like, yeah, if I hadn't watched that, I would not be voting on Anime of the Year. And Megalobox and Violet Evergarden were anime I didn't originally watch when they aired. I watched them later when I had a time to just kind of marathon through them. And I watched them basically side by side, so, yeah. All the ones that are nominated here, things I didn't watch while they were airing that I caught up on later. Which I'm glad I did. But like I've said previously here, A Place Further in the Universe and Violet Evergarden, both good anime. I do not regret watching them, but I think people hype them too much. I don't like them that much. I don't think they're so, oh, amazeballs, so inspiring, so gripping, so heart-wrenching, so tear-jerking, or stuff like that. It's just kind of, I'm sitting there going, eh. I mean, touching stories and everything, but it's like, it's not as much as it was all thought out to be. Now, especially in the case of A Place Further in the Universe, everybody goes along with like, oh, but these girls do so much in order to be able to get to the South Pole. Or actually, it's actually not South Pole, it's Antarctica, the continent, because the South Pole is actually the southernmost point. So it's not the continent, but like people use them interchangeably in like everyday language. Anyway, Antarctica. Let's say Antarctica just so we have it all under control. So people like to go on about, oh, they're so inspiring how they get to Antarctica, how they work so hard to get there, and all their motivations and all the character development, and I'm just going, nope. First of all, they have all the devil's luck in order to get to Antarctica in the first place. The stars aligned just for them in this anime in ways they truly never would. And I know they still have to look cute for the anime, but they would not be dressed that lightly in Antarctica. You can say that they have as much clothes underneath there as you want, they would not be dressed like that in Antarctica. Take it from someone who comes from a cold country. When it's cold 24/7, and if you need to be out for a very long time of the day, you don't dress that lightly. I can handle cold. I have many friends who look at me in the winter and they go, why are you dressed so lightly? I'm just like, I'm warm enough. And I am warm enough. But I dress for the occasion. If I'm just going from one place for the other to walk for 30 minutes, I don't dress the same as if I'm going to be working outside for 4 hours straight. Like, I don't like that. And the ship journey. And just the ship. They're just so... Like, the first way they encounter is just a sudden, whoa! Ships don't work like that. I've worked on a ship. I know how it is to be out in hard weather. I have been sick on a ship. I have barfed in the sink, in the kitchen, right in front of my colleagues when I was new. And I was like, I know how it is. I know how it is, and I know how stupid everybody is about it. And can I just say, them being in Antarctica and being outside, and then they grip those cold metal rails with their hands as they look at it and go, oh, it's so beautiful. They have frostbite on their hands. They had to amputate their hands after that. I got real upset about some of the things in that anime. I know realism isn't supposed to be the big thing, but this was supposed to be realistic. And I just... No. No. It's trying to be realistic and it's failing. I know it has to look good, but jeez, if you're trying to be realistic, go through with it. Don't... I think that's why I hate it to some extent. I don't hate the anime, but like that's one of the reasons why I feel like it's worth saying it's not as inspiring as you think. These girls have all the luck in the world, and things are not that easy at all. When I worked on ships, it was not in Antarctic conditions. I worked Norwegian winters, which are cold by themselves, and I worked out in storm winds. And that's really difficult. And you know what? What they're going through is even harder, yet they're going through like, oh, this is so easy and all that. And can I just mention the whole thing about taking seasick pills long before you even get seasick? The point is, you don't take seasick pills until there's actually rough weather, when it actually starts rolling. And again, the rolling doesn't just suddenly start. It's not like it's all solid and then it goes, and everybody just falls over. No, it starts gradual. Unless you're at some weird sea in another universe, the sea doesn't just suddenly go tipping you over. It actually is very gradual, and you start feeling it little by little. Of course, once in a while you will get a wave that just suddenly flips everything over. That's kind of a freak wave, but it's not like that's the first wave you've encountered for hundreds of kilometers. And why did nobody tell them that taking seasick pills is something you only do once you start feeling queasy? That's what you do. And also, nobody else on that ship has any good hints for them or tips for them whatsoever how to deal with it. Everybody's all cryptic about, oh, you get seasick? Oh, you don't know? Oh, how it is to be on high seas? What? Oh, you'll find out. No, that's not what you say. A good colleague, a good friend, nobody just goes about seasickness going, oh, you'll find out how it is. No, you tell them when you're feeling seasick, what you do is either you go outside or at least to a door and just open it and get into fresh air and just stay there and breathe the fresh air. It actually helps. Or you stay on a low deck that doesn't roll so much. That way you feel less motion. That way you feel less sick. In my personal case too, crunching on something salty like chips actually helps. I don't know if that's actually just a placebo for me personally, but I usually get out a can of Pringles if I feel motion sick or something and just crunch them little by little, and it helps for me. But like, their colleagues, all the other people going to Antarctica could have gone on, oh, you're gonna get seasick. Heck, you know, if you're not used to the seas, here's how you handle it. No, they all go, oh, you're gonna find out how it is to be seasick. It's gonna be fun. They're all a bunch of assholes. Right. I need to put that in a video by itself. Just what's wrong with a place further in the universe? I have to make that video now because holy hell! There's just so many things that pissed me off while I watched it. A good show in and by itself. It's nice and all that, but man, just it annoys me. All those inaccuracies about how things work. All the assholiness of all the people around those main girls and everything. Like that's a video to be made. That's a video to be made. I need to make that video. Remind me of it. Remind me to make that video. What were we talking about again? Alright, anime of the year. Anime of the year. Holy hell. That got out of hand. So there's Violet Evergarden on this list too. And I don't have anything like to complain about Violet Evergarden like into a place further in the universe. Because it's a fictional universe with its own set of rules. And I mean, she has a robot arm that says everything you need to know. But between it and Megalobox, I think I'm gonna have to go Megalobox. Because like I said, Violet Evergarden... it's just so overhyped for me, and I can see the appeal in it, but it's just not my taste compared to the adrenaline rush I get in the boxing matches of Megalobox. And while Joe as a character isn't what you watch the show for, the contestants that he fights against are all rather interesting, and they all have very interesting motives for why they're doing what they're doing. And Yuri, who Joe ends up fighting against, like his main rival that he's up against, like he especially is... I watched that show to get to see Yuri, because Yuri is actually an astonishingly good character. Like, was he nominated for Best Boy? Let me check. Nah, he wasn't. Where was he nominated? I remember seeing him. Where was he? Oh right, it's the best antagonist. Best antagonist, yeah. He's a good character as an antagonist. But anyway, Megalobox is probably also just for me very much a personal pick. It's more to my tastes. It's more just my kind of anime more than the other two. So for that reason, I am voting Megalobox for Anime of the Year. And oh, hello. There are sponsored categories here. Okay, so sponsored by Capcom. Best fight scene. Ah, okay, but okay, so it's not best action series as a whole. It's the best action scene, the best scene. So like singular scene. What do we have here? Hina versus Ansu from Hinamatsuri. We haven't watched. All for One versus All Might. Like the the United States of Smash alone makes that just that one scene, that moment makes it worthy of being on the list. I have no gripes with that. Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki from Naruto Next Generation. That was actually, I was surprised because Boruto has been a letdown in most of its fight scenes. It's just kind of generic, it's boring, and yeah, pulls a victory out of their ass somehow. But this scene was actually good. This Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, that was brilliant. Sat there and watched and went, oh my god, this is actually epic. They did something. They pulled out all the stops on that one. They pulled out the animation budget for all the next year of Boruto and just went, yeah, we're doing this right, no matter what. And I loved it. Jiren versus Goku from Dragon Ball Super. I've never watched any Dragon Ball, and I haven't started there either. Yami versus Lit from Black Clover. I haven't watched Black Clover. I'm not sure if I want to start watching it or not. I'm just sort of on the fence about it. And finally, it's Satan versus Devilman. So hang on. Damn it, I can't vote here. Not for All for One versus All Might or Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, because they're just 2 out of 6. Self-imposed rule applies. I cannot vote here. Damn it. Because I actually wanted to vote for Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, because that was awesome. Say what you will about Boruto, but they got that scene right. They got that perfect. Whereas All for One versus All Might it's the United States of Smash, and that's it. But I don't know any of the other ones, so damn it. Oh well. There's one final here. Best Continuing Series presented by Verve. Ooh, The Ancient Magus Bride. Oh, that's yeah, because that ended in the beginning of 2018. That's a neat one. And then Black Clover, March Comes In Like a Lion. I'm not going to give it a double victory. I mean, it's a good show, but I'm not going to give it double victory for the same season in the same category just 2 years in a row. That's bad form. One Piece, which is, I'm actually happy to see it here. I don't think I'm going to vote for that. And then there's Boruto Naruto Next Generation. So I've seen 3 out of 6, so I can vote here. So One Piece and Boruto, 2 long-running shonens here. And One Piece, the anime, is just not as good as it should be. The manga is still awesome, but the anime is kinda lackluster. I think it's a lot down to the pacing and general bad fighting animation. And Boruto, well, is just, with the exception of that Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki fight scene that we talked about earlier, it's sort of just really generic, and you see where it's going all the time, and it's just, And like I said, I won't go for March Comes In Like a Lion, but I really, really, really like The Ancient Magus Bride. So I'm going for that. I call that the best continuing series. And that seems to be it. Let's see. Oh, here's the info about the Anime Awards is at the end, as is proper. Okay, first you vote, then you get information about what this is. But there seems to be nothing really interesting going on here. Oh, here's the judges. And I have no idea who any of these are. No idea whatsoever. So let's see, it said something about when it's being announced and revealed February 16th live from San Francisco, streamed exclusively on Twitch. So February 16th, roughly a month. So we'll see in that time. But how many categories did I vote on again? Let's see here now. Let's see if I just close these assholes. They stayed open if I hadn't voted. So, oh, I haven't. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 categories, and I voted in 5. So every third category. That's not good. That's not good. Oh dear. But then again, I see a lot of animes here that I don't really have any interest in watching anyway. I saw a lot of Devilman Crybaby and Hinamatsuri on the list, and Aggretsuko, so I guess those were really popular, but like Aggretsuko, I'm intending to watch. Devilman Crybaby, I have no interest in seeing, and Hinamatsuri, maybe? That's a maybe? I've heard good things about it. It's interesting, it sounds like, but I'm not sure what I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, so I reloaded the page, and everything I voted on is still here. So it at the very least, it registers my IP address or like my device or something like that, and goes, nope, you voted. You can only vote once. So okay, that's a very good way to make sure that there's only one vote per person. Like, you can't have multiple devices and all that stuff. I know. But, you know, it's like you do what you can. But I think that wraps it up. Thank you very much for watching this video where I rambled on about what I have and haven't watched, what I think about all the nominees, and why I think A Place Further in the Universe is shite in some aspects. It's not shite as a whole, but it has some places that really takes my nerves. As someone who knows what it's like to live in a cold country, and someone who knows what it's like to be at sea in rough weather, I have various issues with that show. But that's a video on it for itself, like, for another time. I'll be making the fall 2018 recap video just sometime in the hopefully near future, I think. But yeah, that's that for now. And until then, remember, I have been Anime Mixer 1, and I approve of this video.